Hey, what's up folks? I got a new video for you this evening, and it's kind of an old video that I'm redoing now that I've got a better backdrop, and I want to go over maybe some changes that I've made. So what this is this is the bag that I carry if I harvest an animal, or I'm carrying it with me when I'm hunting, and this is the bag that I use after I've harvested an animal. So we're going to go through, I'm going to show you the stuff that I have, and we'll kind of take it from there. So the first thing we're going to talk about is not what's in the bag. It's actually what's in my pockets. So usually when I'm hunting, I'm going to have a pocket knife. Like this one is my Spyderco Paramilitary 3. And then I usually have a bigger fixed blade knife on my side. So deer hunting, I did not have my Essie last year during deer season. This is the SE3. It's the Venom Green with the bright orange, blaze orange handles. And then this is my knife from Project Knifehand. That's his hat, his logo. This is a Marine Corps friend of mine. This knife he handmade for me. This is called his Battle Ridge Everyday Carry. The handle is actually made from the antlers of the very first buck that I ever harvested. This was a spike buck that I killed when I was 12, 13 years old. So it's in the handles. So one of these two will be on my belt on my side, and then I'll have a pocket knife in my pocket. Now, funny enough, if you've watched this channel long enough, you know I do a lot of knife reviews, and when it comes to actually skinning, or not skinning, but the actual field dressing of an animal, I don't really like to use one of my good knives unless I have to like bust through ribs or something like that. Something I need a good, dependable knife for. So we're going to set these to the side, and then we're going to go through the bag. So the first thing, I don't like getting blood on like rifle barrels, things of that nature. I've seen it happen in the past where you get blood on the barrels, you don't get it cleaned off good enough, and you end up getting rust on your barrels. So what I like to have first is a pair of gloves. These are just cheap doctor's gloves, or maybe nitrile gloves that you can pick up at like Harbor Freight or Walmart. I believe these blue ones actually came from Walmart. And it's not that I'm afraid of getting my hands bloody. It's flat out just trying to keep the blood off of my instruments, off my knives, off of my a rifle barrel, off of my crossbow, things like that. So that's on the outside. Now on the inside, we got a number of things. So let's go over this side first. So I've got a Sharpie, I've got an ink pen, and these are West Virginia field tags. In the state of West Virginia, you have to tag an animal before you move it. My Uncle Steve told me a story about a guy that he had shot a deer, and he grabbed the deer to move it to get it into a better position to field dress it. And apparently there was already a DNR in the area. They saw him moving a deer to get it in a better position, and they fined him for moving that deer without having a tag on. So the first thing you want to do, fill out your information, stick it in that deer's, in its ear, in its mouth, whatever. And then I also keep a notepad in case I'm out of tags, which if y'all followed my channel, you know that I've been eating tag soup when it comes to bucks for a while now. I do normally kill a doe or two, but don't need a whole lot of tags when you're eating tag soup. So that's that. That's that part. And then the other part is what I actually use for skinning. Now, I know this is a bit much because there's more than one. I've already showed you that I carry a knife in my pocket and then one on my side. But then these are the different blades that I carry. We'll pull them out. We've got the Haviland, which I'll open up in just a second. We've got, I believe this one is Outdoor Edge. I'll show you this one in just a second because they serve two different functions. I've got extra blades. And then in here we have another Outdoor Edge. And then I believe there's some extra blades in there. Yeah, there's some extra blades in there. So we'll set this aside for a moment. So this is one that has the actual replaceable razor blades. Those are incredibly sharp for one or two times, then after that they get real dull and you can replace them or sharpen them. So that's the orange and black Outdoor Edge. It's called the Razor Light EDC. This one is the one that's got the hook. guess what they call it, the gut hook. This is what you use. See if I can get it to focus there. It's the 3.5-inch field razor. Now this does have, now it might be kind of gummed up. Well, there you go. I haven't cleaned this one since last season. I just put it away. This one you can actually swap out and put these razor blades in. And I carry extra blades because these things break pretty easy. Well, I don't know about this one. I've never broke one of these gut hooks. You know, this is the one for, you get it in the back and pull the hide up towards the diaphragm and the ribs so you can reach everything else. But I do carry extra blades because I have snapped these. I've snapped these right here from the Havillands more than anything. Those are the little stainless. Let's get it to zoom here. Those are the stainless blades that are like the kind of like the doctor blades. You see, this one's had quite a bit of use on it. I need to clean it, I guess. Now I have broken several of these when skinning deer. I don't remember if I was cutting through bone or what I was doing. But this is the one. This is the one I'll use to like put up inside the deer's cavity to get the diaphragm, the lungs, and stuff cut out. And that way I can just bring it off and wash it off. This stuff washes off pretty good, but you know, you get that stuff caked down in there. So that's that. And I've lost one or two of these. And then these are just extra blades. These are blades for this. It's probably overkill to have this many, but I didn't want to need them and I didn't want to need them and have them, or need them and not have them, rather. So they're good to go. I keep them in there. Any of this stuff, I'll put a link in the description if you want to pick some of this stuff up. Some of it I picked up locally. I think I might have bought this at the local Cabela's, or I can't remember. I've had this one for several years. The other stuff, I've picked it up at different sporting goods stores. This one, obviously, is custom made. I'll tag him in the description. It is a really, really good friend of mine. We served in the Marine Corps together, and he does make these custom knives. If you reach out to him, he will, you know, he can design the handle and stuff that you want. He's got a couple of different blade shapes now. He's got an A10 Bushcrafter. He's got I believe he's calling it maybe the Razorback. I can't remember. He's making one for my wife that is a thinner profile blade, and it's got actual authentic olive wood from Jerusalem. We call it Jesus wood. So he's making that for her. It's getting a leather sheath made for it right now. But he can probably do whatever you want, honestly. Depends on how much money you want to throw at him. He can make whatever you want. But I'll put links down in the descriptions for everything that we have. And that's it. Tell me, I know that a lot of this is a bit much. Most of you probably just carry a pocket knife, and it works great. You know, for years I just carried a pocket knife, and then when I got older, where I could acquire this stuff, I wanted the extra stuff. In my pack, what I'll do is I usually ride my side-by-side. I park my side-by-side and I ride it for a couple miles up near my spot, and then I'll park it, and then I'll walk a couple hundred yards from my side-by-side, and I'll usually leave this in the side-by-side. Like last year, we'll call it rifle season. In West Virginia, we have a concurrent rifle, antlered deer, antlerless deer, and black bear. So I can shoot a buck, a doe, or a bear as long as I have the stamps. And then I actually did, second day of deer season, I killed a black bear. So what I had to do was, after I shot it, I had to go back to the side-by-side. Well, and this time, I just drove the side-by-side down there because I knew I wasn't dragging that bear. But I grabbed the side-by-side, and then I got my pack out of it and got my work done, put the bear in the back of the side-by-side, cleaned off everything as much as I can. One of the things that's not in this video, it's not specific. I also carry wipes, some kind of wipes, dude wipes, baby wipes, something like that, to try to wipe my stuff down the best that I can afterwards. So like I said, I've seen some blood do some real serious damage to gun barrels when I was a kid because I didn't do a good enough job of cleaning it off. Ended up getting some rusty barrels, had to re-blue them and stuff like that. That's something you want to avoid at all costs if you can. I don't believe the knife blades would have that kind of issue. At least so far, I've not seen it. But I still, I don't want to take any chances. So what I do is I clean everything up. Usually I'll have a bottle of water, to try to clean it off. But the wipes, that's something you can even get a small packet like travel wipes and put down in here. And that may be something that I do before deer season. But that's it. So tell me what you think. Is it overkill? Is it too much? Is it something that you yourself do? Do you have a pack? If you do, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you carry. As always, if you appreciate what we're doing, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. And we'll talk to you on the next one. Hope you folks have a good evening.